Oh, there you go. And now I think we're live. Let me know. Hello, everybody. Let me know if you can hear me, if you can see me. Yeah, it says we're live. Okay, excellent. Excellent. Okay, let me get this window out of here so that we are only looking at... Oh, this one. That's right. Listen, guys, I think I'm better than this than I give myself credit for. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Trophy Room Reacts to the PlayStation State of Mark Cerny Technical Presentation. I'm whelmed. I'm not overly excited. Matthew Cordery in the chat. Hello, sir. How are you? How do you do? Friend? Oh, I want to know, though, before we get into it, where's everybody's hype for this event? You know, let me know. I think we're all thinking, or we're all thinking the same thing, or asking the same question. Joe, how can you produce and host at the same exact time? Spoiler alert, barely. No, you know, what are we gonna see here? Like, you know, in terms of price range, like, are we going to see a $600 console? Or are we going to see a $700 console? I want to know what your hopes, your dreams are for the PlayStation 5 Pro. Where do you see this thing landing? All that good stuff. Because I'm genuinely curious. Now, of course, the way PlayStation does this, I can't do the big screen just yet, just to let y'all know. So, you know, there's that. But I want to know, what are your expectations for this console? I kept on typing YouTube when I want to say Twitter. Because I'm genuinely curious. I don't know. I'm uncertain. Like, I know I'm getting this thing because I host the PlayStation podcast, right? But as a consumer, that's what I'm going in as someone who is a consumer of this stuff. What is in it for, you know, for me? If I was just the average consumer, I didn't have, you know, a podcast or whatever to worry about. So I want to know what you guys think down in the comments. Do you think this is a good idea? I genuinely want to know, because I've seen it's very, what up, Fluke? What up, Sindula? What up, Marcus? Oh, I botched something. Yeah, we just got to put it right there. Make it easy for me. Because I genuinely want to know. Also, guys, gals, I do want to just say once again how grateful and thankful I am. You know, just get some real stuff out of the way. Everybody's been super kind and understanding of, you know, the certain circumstances of which I'm going through. So thank you all very much. It really means a lot. Family, all that jazz. It really does mean a lot. So thank you. Thank you so much. Oh man. The sound is doubling up. I think I know why. How about now? Is the sound doubling up now? Let me know. Is the audio wonky, or is it just me? Sin Vendetta. It could be a little wonky because I just did something. It's definitely. How about now though? Is it better? And now I need to know. Why is it wonky? Sounds a little wonky. I don't like that. Speakers, unhide, performance, properties. This is why Kyle does all this stuff, not me. Tracks, blah, 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 blah. Still there. Slight echo. Huh. Broadcast. Monitor off. Yeah, I don't know why. Still wonky. I don't know why it's doing that. Let me take a look on my phone real fast. Thank you, because we got 10 minutes to solve this. And then in the meantime, wait a second. Hello? Can you guys hear me now? Is it still weird? Wait, 1 second. Hello. Is it? It's still weird. Oh, that's better. Okay, that's better. Okay. Ooh, don't. If I told you I knew what happened, that would be a lie. Genuinely have no idea. Again, this is why Kyle's the producer of the live stream, and I am not. You know? This is one of the many reasons. He is literally the best, and without him, literally none of this happens because I would blow up. Let me type everything in. Okay, so let's start this from the top. Where do you guys think we're going to price the PlayStation 5 Pro? Where, if in Sony's good conscience, do they put the PlayStation 5 Pro? And as you do that, make sure you hit like, make sure you hit subscribe, make sure you do the ring the notifications bell thing, all that good stuff. It helps the show grow. It helps Oh, here it is. Okay, I can do theater mode. There you go. It helps Mr. YouTube notice me because I'm a piece of shit and YouTube doesn't do anything to help. And then, I think that's pretty much good. Yeah, I think that's pretty good. Okay, stay tuned. There you go. I also tweeted it out. I still use tweets, damn it. It's real to me, damn it. Sandula, you think you cross streams? Or I should never cross streams. Stingray, how are you liking Astrobot? You won the giveaway. I'm very proud of him. Matthew and Sandula say $700. Do you think, genuinely, do you think there is a large enough audience from the PS4 Pro that is interested in a $700 console? Because remember, the Pro was what, like $400, $500, right? It was doable back then, and the PS4 was much more limited hardware than what is the PS5, right? In terms of whatever, but like of time, right? Is it like, is 700 too much to ask? Because genuinely, I know they said about 10 to 14 million. I think the number's 14 million PS4 Pros were out there. That's a sizable chunk. So do you think there's 14 million people, exactly, Marcus says it, that are going to buy it at $700? Okay, this is good. These are good comments. Marcus O'Neill says 700 would be insane. I tend to agree. Stingray, the audience will buy it at 700. Ooh. Maxie says $629.99. 2-pad stack Echo. Is the Echo back? I have a huge Echo again. Huh. Huge. Let's see. The Echo is back. Let me see it. I fixed it. Guys, I'm embarrassed. I fixed it. I am so sorry. I think YouTube will let me. Yeah, it was getting another audio. I just had to scroll down a little bit. I don't know why. It's OBS. I don't know about you, Enigma. When I've opened it, it's kept on, like, it wiped Kyle's stuff, then it wiped my settings, and then now it's adding all these different. Yeah. My apologies. I found the culprit. We've taken him out back. We've beaten the crap out of him. And ain't never going to do that again. All right, so let's start this over again, because listen, I think YouTube lets you edit live shows a little bit, like cut it down. So let's do this again. Ready? 3, 2, 1. Welcome everybody to the Trophy Room pre-show for reals this time. I'm your host Joseph. I know how to produce and host the show. We are live reacting to the PlayStation 5 Pro reveal event. Well, they call it the PlayStation 5 technical presentation. But you know, I know, the leakers know, the sketch artists know that this is the PlayStation 5 Pro reveal event. And I just asked the audience, hey audience, What do you guys think? Is $700 too much for a PlayStation 5 Pro? Or is $600 the sweet spot? Or maybe PlayStation learned some empathy and actually lower the price of the PlayStation 5 and then put the PlayStation 5 Pro at $500. We're gonna see here and now. So, we got some pretty pretty good conversations thus far. So Stingray says the audience will buy it at $700, while Marcus O'Neill says $700 would be insane. Maxie says $629.99, which is nuts. Still, I think anything past $599, people are just gonna go, round up. It's $700, right? Like, I don't know. It's a big ask. Yeah, Marmondo's says 700 is too much. This thing's got to let me see God. I think one of the things that we forget is, like, first off, isn't anywhere near here already, right? These consoles can't do 4K solid 60, right? We still got to choose quality over performance. PlayStation has this balancing act where it has to show us, hey, this is what this console is able to do. Like, it's not, you don't have to pick performance or quality. It's one mode, it's 4K 60. That's the target for games. You have to show us, hey, this thing also improves games right here, right now with machine learning, right? It'll up-res your PlayStation 4 games. It'll up-res current games right here, right now. And then maybe, just maybe, if it shows that the technical prowess of what it can do, maybe I can see a reason for it to be $700. But even as I say that, it's still a big ask. But as I say that as well, console gamers, we're okay with genuinely lesser looking games and lesser performing games. We really like the convenient. So if PlayStation thinks that there's an audience, like there was with the PlayStation 4 Pro, where it's like, hey, this is a beefier hardware, it's a little bit more expensive, but it's going to give you a lot more for the same convenience of being in a closed ecosystem, I think it might be worth it, for them to do. Again, $700 for me is too much money. I'll just state it right here, right now. I think $700 is a deal breaker for most. I'm just arguing, and Maxie, I think actually you're about to say it. If the disc drive isn't included, then it should bring the price down, right? Right? I would be okay with a $600 machine. But man, like, it has to have a disc drive. Like, now we're just cutting corners to cut corners. You know what I mean? It just feels like, I don't know. It feels like PlayStation is being too, it's being too sheepish, or corner cutting. There you go. I think it's a better word. Where it's like, you guys are the predominant console. You are the console market at this point. Let's all be honest. You don't have to nickel and dime us, So I don't know. I don't know. Nissa, thank you so much. Hello, how are you, darling? How are you? Nissa broke the news to me of James Earl Jones passing, the GOAT. And as Nissa did that, I got literally 10 texts and DMs in the span of 5 minutes saying rest in peace, the GOAT. They were making sure, like, I was okay. I'm like, dude, he's 93. Like, I've been preparing since he was like 84. You know what I mean? Like, that's a good full life. That's a good full life. I'm just here for Cerny, the GOAT. All right, let's relax. Bobby Brune says, if $600 with disc, I'd take it without for $550. I like that idea. Again, as low as we can go, baby. That's what I'm about. If this is, like, real talk, the nightmare scenario before this starts, if this is $700, $800, I'm not even buying it for the podcast. Like, You'd be high and out of your mind. Now we're going to listen to the man that wants our ears. Of course, X Bacon, what up? The Kush Completionist. What up? All right. Hey, maybe we'll see some games. Who knows? No, it's not the state of play for that.
Excited to be here to talk about the
let me
newest
know
addition
how
to
the
our
audio
console
is for
lineup,
you guys.
PlayStation 5 Pro, and how it
right
advances
to the point.
gaming
Okay.
technology. But first, I want to take just a minute to look at what we put in the original PlayStation 5 and how it delivers an exceptional gaming experience.
607, I think, is the correct amount. Then
When
you have a
PS5
lineup starting
debuted
at
in
400,
2020,
ending at 700.
it brought a lot to the table.
Doable.
8 Zen 2 CPU cores form the brains of PlayStation 5 and enable high-speed, complex gameplay with character counts reaching into the hundreds and frame rates that can be as high as 120 frames a second. PS5 has a powerful
the best
RDNA
showcase of that
GPU, which
game,
can
I'll
render
tell you.
anything from intricate details to fantastic worlds with vast panoramas to explore. Ray tracing allows for dramatic visual improvements, including reflections off of water or glass, and the realism that comes from real-time global illumination. A custom SSD can load data at breathtaking speed, resulting in ultra-fast transitions between game worlds.
Talk about them
And
ears. I know
data
you're
streaming
dying to
rates
talk
so
about
high
them
that
ears,
traversal
Mark.
speeds are essentially unlimited.
You okay? I'm working on it.
Tempest 3D audio tech brings an
knew
unparalleled
it.
sense of immersion to the sound of the games. With audio so real, you may not even need to see the enemies to know exactly where they are. Finally, the DualSense controller has haptics that let you feel through your hands what your character is experiencing inside of the game.
My favorite feature.
It's
I'm gonna
wonderful
be
to
real, I
see
love
such
it so
variety and richness of game experiences. Creators have made amazing use of the hardware capabilities, but when I talk to them, I do hear about their desire for more graphics performance. The dreams of the developers are bigger than can be supported at 60 frames per second, and that leads to an aspect of modern gaming that we're all familiar with: graphics modes. It can be a difficult choice for players.
Come on, man.
Fidelity
have to
modes
choose.
emphasize the visuals, typically through higher resolution rendering. These modes might also have enhanced detail or use more ray tracing. But the games only run at 30 frames per second. The visuals can be choppier and the controls less responsive. Performance modes emphasize frame rate and interactivity, typically choosing to run at 60 frames per second.
It's the best controller ever made, man. I love the DualSense. And the
Mainly
Edge
by
is
reducing the
again,
graphical
is the best
detail
controller ever
until
made. I
those
love
frame
it so
rates
much.
can be achieved. When asked to decide on a mode, players are choosing performance about 3/4 of the time.
Oh, wow.
Removing that decision, or at least narrowing that
3/4
divide, is
of
one
the
of the key targets for PlayStation 5 Pro. We want
Holy
to give players
shit.
the graphics that the game creators aspire to, at the high frame rates that players typically prefer. To do that, PS5 Pro substantially improves over PlayStation 5 in 3
Bacon,
ways.
you're
Here's
ugly
what we
when you're
call
negative.
the Big Three. First, we made the GPU much larger and increased the speed of the memory it uses. The result is rendering that's up to 45% faster.
Okay.
Second, we made major upgrades to the ray tracing, taking a streamlined and accelerated approach that allows calculation of the rays at double or even triple the speeds of PlayStation 5.
Love that for us.
And finally, we added custom hardware for machine learning and an AI library called PlayStation Spectral Super Resolution,
Holy
or
shit.
PSSR for short. PSSR analyzes the game images pixel by pixel and can add an extraordinary amount of
So
detail,
far,
which boosts the
presentation-wise,
effective
far
resolution
better than
of the
like
games.
any of their little console
Game
deep downs
creators
they've
are
done.
adding PS5 Pro support
really
to
taking a
new and
pisser out of
existing
me, let me
titles.
tell you.
And with the big
Stingray,
three
I love
involved,
that.
the results can be pretty amazing. With graphics showing something like fidelity levels of detail, but at double the frame rate. Here's The Last of Us Part 2 running on PS5 Pro. It has huge amounts of detail and targets a super smooth 60 frames per second. Let's compare this to the fidelity mode on PS5, which is only running at 30 frames per second and is therefore much choppier.
Don't stop! We gotta lose.
This goal of delivering almost fidelity-like graphics at performance frame rates has been achieved for a broad set of titles, including Marvel's Spider-Man 2 and Ratchet & Clank Rift Apart, we can see that PS5 Pro is close to doubling the power of PlayStation 5. Another way to compare the two consoles is to look at PS5 Pro versus Performance mode on PS5, both of which target 60 frames per second. What we see here is a difference in detail. PS5 Pro is much sharper and crisper than PS5. For this, my favorite is the parade scene from Ratchet & Clank. Distant details are much clearer. And here we can see Marvel's Spider-Man 2 is noticeably higher resolution throughout the scene, including the trees and procedural cars. So overall, some remarkable improvement to the games. On PS5 Pro,
For double the price,
increased
right?
sharpness to the graphics or smoother and
Good
more
one, Bacon.
responsive
I'll allow it.
gameplay. This is the big three showing their value. As you've been seeing, machine learning via the PSSR library is being used quite broadly to add pixel detail and boost frame rate. But there are as many approaches as there are game engines. The increase in raw GPU power is being especially effective for Horizon Forbidden West.
Yeah, but I do
Apart
like
from
how
the
they're
detail
slowing
boost,
it
that
down
extra
for you
graphics
so you
power
can
is allowing
see
for
it.
improvements
Also
to lighting
understand,
and
like,
visual effects,
great point in that, Glenn. He's like, I feel I do awful with side-by-sides like this.
as well as to the hair
It's
and the
important to
skin
note
in cinematics.
this is a live stream,
Open
so
up,
it
guys.
also degrades
Door's
the
yours.
quality a little bit
Good enough for me.
as well. So you're going to see it clearer when it's not
Ray
live
tracing is
stream,
finding
but
broad
live
usage as
stream.
well, particularly
But
when the
I
games
do
are
like
focused on
how
higher frame
they're
rates. The faster
slowing it
hardware
down
on
and
PS5 Pro
zooming it in
can
so
make a
you can
real
tell
difference.
the difference better. 'Cause normally,
Allowing
yeah,
Gran Turismo 7 to add ray-traced reflections between the cars in gameplay, while continuing to support their targeted 60 frames per second. That boost in ray tracing is also delivering big wins for Hogwarts Legacy, allowing not only for better reflections and a greater variety of reflective surfaces, but also for further realism in the casting of shadows.
Gotta get back to that game.
I hope you've enjoyed this run-through of the technology behind
play it.
PlayStation 5 Pro. Simply put, it's the most powerful console we've ever built, and a worthy addition to the PS5 family.
I like
Let me
this.
wrap this up by giving you a quick look at a number of games running on the new console.
You'll never
Yeah, the Wolverine edition's gonna be nuts, guys.
Don't let me hang it.
Close your eyes. It'll be worth it.
Okay.
Classics part two. Bacon. I'm gonna get to that comment. I think it looks nice.
What's with all the neon?
Ooh, I didn't look at the no disc drive. I'm sorry, I wasn't even paying attention. Was there a disc drive or not, folks? No disc drive. Okay, thank you, Sidney. And a huge mistake. $700 for no disc drive? Dude, pack it up. Huge mistake. Huge mistake, man. Bad. Not good. $700 for no disc drive. Ooh. Ooh. No. No, 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 no. No. Yeah. Oof. Oof. No thanks. Yeah. No. Guys, what are we doing here? What are we doing here? Let's talk about this for a sec. Xbox, I'm coming. We're coming home. We'll still buy because I'm a Sony simp. I mean, again, what I say, even at that price, man, that's hard. And no look, I barely use the disc drive. But I do like to buy games like Astrobot physical because like those are my PlayStation games. I want to have a collection for them. It not having a disc drive, it being $700, whatever market they thought this was going to land at a PlayStation 5 Pro, you know, or PS4 Pro equivalent. Like remember, PS4 Pro, 14 million consoles sold. There's no way this thing comes close. At this price, that's fucking ridiculous. That's fucking ridiculous. Might as well tell me to get a second fucking job. Because that is ridiculous. It's dumb. It's dumb. What a dumb, awful decision. Bacon, just buy PC. I've played PC. I don't like PC. Sorry to break it to you. But like, yeah, no, that's a bad price. That is a terrible, terrible price. I mean, yeah, Matt. I mean, listen, if that's where you are, like I'm done. Sony lost a fan. I mean, yeah, man. I mean this is gonna lose people. I don't think this was the win that they thought it was, because I think here's what I think. Sony was like, okay, this console is not for the everyman, right? This console is for your hardcore audience. Let's take that argument for a sec. Even if it was, they're figuring, okay, well, we'll get a boost of console sales because we will, you know, have the hardcore audience sell their PlayStation 5 and, you know, they'll get like 300-ish bucks back for it at GameStop, let's just say, right? Or they'll sell it secondhand and we'll get a boost in console sales that way. And it's technically then subsidized for 300 bucks. And then, you know, those secondhand PlayStation 5, sure, we don't get that sale, but we'll get that customer because they'll be attached to our ecosystem. If that's the logic of you're going to subsidize by selling a PlayStation for it, like treating it like, I think PlayStation truly thinks this is a phone where like, you know, you get a $800 phone and it's subsidized, whether it's via the carrier or whether it's usually a trade-in. But this isn't a phone. And this is a colossal, to me, I feel like it makes sense for a phone because I need the phone and it does a lot more than a PlayStation 5 can do. A tremendous mistake by PlayStation. Tremendous. Utter disappointment as a longtime fan. Disappointed. This $700, man, and not even a disc drive. What a disaster. What a disaster. So that said, let's read some of the chat. Drellish says, okay, I was expecting $6.99. Just listening to Joe, almost thought it was $9.99. LOL. Yeah, not a Kyle machine. You're right, Drellish. I think I think this console is a hard no for Kyle. Absolutely. And yeah, like Struble saying, still about $1,300 cheaper than a PC that can essentially do the same thing. I can take it. I can take it with me. I hear the arguments about PC, like gaming and stuff, and again, I've dabbled in the PC universe back in the mid 2010s. I'll just say this: not my preferred place to play. I know times have changed, right? And PC parts are a lot cheaper, but I didn't notice I spent like $2,000 on that PC, the relative promises that a lot of PC gamers have put out, right? So I prefer my console, but I would also like the power of something better. And I think if you listen, you know, Enigma was saying it in the chat earlier. It's like, man, it's really hard with these side by sides. It's true. This is a live streamed event. It's let me see, what are we at here? Yeah, it's at 1080p now. I think we can now get it to 4K. But you guys won't be able to see it. I won't. But like, dude, I will just choose performance mode. Like, it just comes down to, hey, do you want to choose performance mode? Or do you want to spend $700 not to choose performance mode? I'm going to choose not performance mode. So, yeah. Yeah, I mean, charging. So Kush says it like this: charging $700 to take away the choice of performance versus fidelity Sony put there in the first place. Yeah, 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 you know, what a mistake. What a mistake. In this, like, and honestly, like the audacity in this economy. Let me tell you something: $700, no disk drive, no option. Man, Sony, man, okay, okay. Severely disappointed. Severely disappointed. This is again colossal mistake by Sony. I don't think this console's gonna sell well. I don't. Just my initial gut reaction. This is a huge mistake. Huge mistake. Huge. I truly don't know what this. I don't know. I truly don't know who thought this price tag was going to be good. Schubel saying, waiting for Jim Ryan to really push the PlayStation credit card. Yeah, John Bassie, what a slap in the face. Absolutely. This is a slap in the face. I think Sony should be ashamed. Honest to goodness, $700. I was saying 600 is the limit. What did I say before the stream? If it's $700 without a disk drive, I'm out. I'm out. Do you think Drellish it will sell? That's a good question. So Drellish says, I still think it will sell though, Joe. Okay, I will take that and I will say, sure, there will be people that buy this, but will it sell better than the PlayStation 4 Pro at 14 million units? I don't think so. I don't think it hits that 14 million number. I don't. Again, I have a podcast, so obligated. I have to go get this thing, right? I have a podcast about PlayStation, and it does modestly well. As someone who covers the brand, I must get this console. If I was an average consumer, though, there is no way in my right mind that I am thinking this is the thing I want. Just to have me not flip a switch between quality and fidelity. It just whatever, man. Dumb, really dumb move. I am. Whew. Yeah, this right, like, and that's the thing that sucks, Kush. Like, Kush makes a joke. Join Patreon for Joe's PlayStation 5 Pro. And that's the thing that genuinely sucks, because like the Patreon, as you all know, like it is a tip jar, but it is something that we try our best to pour back into the show, and like that's the reason why we got this mic. It's what I say all the time. The reason why we sound so good, look so great. It's like I don't want to use Patreon money to buy this fucking console. Just because I have to, like, you know what I mean? It's basically a tax write-off. Nissa, I wish they wrote my taxes off like that, you know? Does it have a disk drive? Roger, I hope you're sitting down, because, no, and it's 700, well, watch, you're actually, you came in at the right time. I'll get your reaction. I'll actually do your reaction for you. Wolverine Claws, everything great so far. Oh shit, there's nothing there. Must be $600 if there's no disk drive. Well, let's see. Oh, it's not going to say. Spoiler, $700 without the disk drive. Fucking crazy. Crazy nonsense. Wow. Just, wow. Nissa, yeah, tax write-off. Let me tell you something about my taxes last year. Trophy Room did not help. Patreon.com/PS Trophy Room. Holy shit, the tax man hurt me bad last year. And, exactly, Aaron Short Music. Tax write-off don't mean it's free. Ooh-wee. Aaron, you're right. But yeah, no, this is a huge bummer, man. This fucking sucks. I'm glad it will sound. Kush, I like you. Listen, we're gonna be doing this show tomorrow night, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I hope you're in the chat. It will sell better than a PSVR 2. God bless. It's 1,000 Canadian, 800 euro. Jesus, the price conversion doesn't make any sense. Yeah, all this, and they're still making PS4 games. Right? Hell, half these games you can play on a fucking PS4. Do you think scalpers will buy them all again? That's a good question. Ooh, Aaron Short Music. Let me tell you something. There's a show I'm doing tomorrow night, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Get that question in there. Discord. Can I toss him a Discord link? Let's toss everybody here in the chat a Discord link. You know what? You all deserve it. Yeah, everybody comes in here. Everybody joins it. Paste. And yeah, okay, there you go. That's a Discord link. Join it. Have fun. Ask questions. Drop your questions in the podcast section of Discord because these are questions I'm going to be answering. Let me tell you something. Concord did not help PlayStation this month in terms of news. Astrobot definitely did. Raising the price of your controllers, I don't give a shit if it's $1, $2, or $5. Stupid, idiotic decision. This console here, like PlayStation, bear with me for a moment. You're raising your prices on literally fucking everything, whether it's a measly $5 or whether it's whole consoles for like $100+ in other countries here in the States were saved. But nonetheless, you're raising the price on everything. And then the Pro comes out and it is astronomically expensive. And at the same exact time, you showed us all these old games and that's cute, but you have nothing. Come on. Show Mark's face. You have nothing to show for it. Real talk. You've raised the price on everything. We got games like Concord coming in, bombing disastrously. That's a word I just made up. You got Astro that gives us some good feels again, but then again, you raise the price of your DualSense. You take away options for a Pro version that could be less expensive. $700? And we have no roadmap. We have no roadmap to where the PlayStation 5 is next year. What are we doing? Like, what are we doing here? It doesn't make any sense. This is definitely... Thank you, Bacon. This is definitely... this is arrogant Sony. This is why I preach to the high heavens. I genuinely mean this. This is why I preach to the high heavens. I want there to be strong competition in the industry. This is why I champion Xbox, why I want Xbox to do well, why I want them to compete more, is because then we see this shit. We get to see Mark Cerny on stage just completely, bullshit us and charge us an arm and a leg for just what is akin to, hey, you don't have to choose performance or quality anymore. Disaster. $80 for the disc drive sold for the Pro. It's an almost $800 machine. And again, when people go just buy a PC, I don't think it's that simple as to like, oh yeah, just go out there, buy a PC. I don't think that is like the answer to things, but like, this is not it. Oblivious, Dorman, you're right. I mean, yeah, the disc drive is idiot. I mean, it is. It's just, yeah. Now, okay, all right. Carlene says, I think the new controllers have better battery life. The rumored version 2. Then I'll pick one up. Perhaps, but let's be honest. They raised them. Let me take my headphones off. There's no need for this now. They're about to run out. It's still unnecessary because the battery sucked when it was on the when it was the base one, and they're raising them across the board. So I don't know. I don't know if that's accurate. I don't know. Nisa, I'd rather upgrade to an Ally X. Yeah, Drellish, vote with your wallet. I agree. Again, so my argument is seeing PlayStation raise the price of this console in various regions, whether it's $50, $100, seeing a lack of a roadmap, seeing games like Concord come out people buy them, and then 2 weeks later it's useless. Bad look. I think Astro helped tremendously. But then to then just raise the prices of your controllers for whatever reason sucks. And then to pour salt on the wound, you come out with a PlayStation 5 Pro and the only selling point is, hey, for $200 more, you don't have to pick fidelity or quality. Oh, and by the way, there's no in between option. Like with the PS5, you had the discless or the disc version, and they were $100. One was $100 cheaper without it. Like this is asinine. And you show me this with a whole bunch of old games that I've already played. And don't get me wrong, I'm not dismissing old games. Spider-Man just came out a year ago, but I have no roadmap for 2025. We have an idea that Death Stranding's coming out this year. We have an idea, or next year. We have an idea that Wolverine's coming out next year. No solid facts around that. But you're going to sell us this with no future anything. Man, state of play, showcase could not come fast enough. Because if they think, oh, the hardcore fans like me are just going to subsidize the console to buy this one, that is just not going to work. At least for me, right? So if I was the average consumer, I would say absolutely no. This is a pass. This is a pass. Jax82 writes, this was a no-go on the Pro. For me, this was a waste of time. That's right. Yeah, where's the time I'm getting back, PlayStation? Shoot. And Joe says it. Joe, this is a wonderful opportunity for Xbox to shine. I hope so. I hope they do not squander this, because this was awful, pitiful, and greedy. $700. You got to be kidding me. You got to be out of your mind. No one, and again, no one in this chat is from what I've seen thus far. And you can out yourselves, don't worry. No one's, there's no hype for this. There's no excitement. This was, where do we go from here? This sucks. This sucks. PlayStation, my patience is done. Run its limits, man. You need to start showing me some games and not showing me price increases and price tags. Because what this PlayStation 5 Pro reveal was is just seemingly a cash grab for me to go out there and pay $700 for just the opportunity to switch games that target performance and target quality, to turn that switch off. That's it. And you're right, Dorman 92. I can't, Joe. They burned me at the PSVR 2. Yeah, Roger. They're trolling. It feels like it. It feels like a really bad joke. I don't know. I truly don't know what PlayStation was thinking here with the price. Wow. Do not waste your money on this. just don't. This awful, abysmal. And honestly, y'all go on social media, echo your frustrations. It's the only way these companies listen. The only way is you take the wallet away from them, or you dangle the wallet in front of them. Awful. Truly a slap to the face of all your hardcore fans that buy your physical shit. That is ridiculous. It's ridiculous. And you're right, Drell. Show me something. Show me a reason to get excited for PlayStation. Show me a state of play. Show me a showcase. Show me some games that I can play, that I can get excited for. Don't show me price tags. Show me games. And if we gotta zoom in and squint hard to see the crowds have an extra pixel on them, that's not worth a $200 extra investment. I'm sorry. It's just not. I don't know. I don't know who this is for. I truly don't. They really think they're going to subsidize the price by you trading in your console at GameStop. And if that is the way of going about it, then this ain't it, man. Drellish, I thought Apple was bad yesterday. LOL. Sony is the worst. All of your games still run on the current system. Yeah. Marcus O'Neill, not an official price yet, but Canada exchange is about $9.50 with the disc drive. Or is it without? I can't see because the heart is in the way. With no disc drive, sorry. Sony, what are we doing here? What are we doing? Whew. Well, that was a really bad show. I don't know what else I could say. I really don't. It's my main thesis, as I'll say it for the fifth and final time, is for the past year and a half. I'd argue even two, because that last showcase, pretty bad. But for over a year now, we do not have a solid roadmap for PlayStation first-party games. But what we have consistently seen as PlayStation gamers is price increases in each and every region, it seems like each and every week. Right? So as a PlayStation fan of us bated breath to see what Naughty Dog's working on, to see what Santa Monica's working on, to see what Ben's working on. For over a year, we're waiting to see those games being released, revealed at the very least. We're just met with price increases in Japan, price increases in Europe. We're just met with a constant dollar sign and no communication until we get these events that they talk about more dollar signs. They keep raising the price and offering nothing. And we as PlayStation fans have been mighty patient. And I would say a little bit too patient for a little bit too long. We are headed into 2025. And we do not have a solid roadmap for the games coming out in the first 3 months, let alone the year of 2025. But we know how much, the PlayStation 5 Pro is going to be. $700 with no game coming in going, hey, this is the reason. No, I've played Ratchet and Clank 2 years ago. This is what you get for your patience, PlayStation fans. You get this shit. It has nothing to do with the developers that are making magnificent games. It's with the bean counters right here that say $6.99. It's ridiculous. That's ridiculous. Yeah, I know. Live service slob needs to stop. I mean, and it ain't. And that's the thing. It's, yeah. Yeah. I love it, Drellish. This is a great tagline. PlayStation. We're not clear about our games or our roadmap, but we are clear on the price, though. And that's what it really feels like. This console is just, it feels already like a cash grab. We've been patient for way too long, and fans, we got to start speaking up. We got to see something. If there's not a state of play in the next week or two, man, I don't even know. Don't even know. I don't even know. Boy, oh boy, oh boy. Well, everybody, that's been it. That's been the Trophy Room reacts alongside to arguably what's going to be incredibly downvoted on. Actually, you know what? Let's hit refresh. Let's see them likes to dislike ratios. I can see it. You can't. Wow. Okay. So 43 minutes ago, this thing streamed. 46,000 people liked. Okay, those are bots. 15,000 people already disliked. That is a third of the people, a third, 30% dislike this. Man, it's going to get worse. A state of price instead of state of play. This was I know, right? This has just felt like me yelling. And again, I want to leave on a good note, everybody. I want to thank you all once again for being patient with me over the last 2 weeks. Has been, and maybe I'm taking out some of my frustrations out on this showcase, or whatever the fuck this was. I want to thank you guys though. You know, it's been really hard for me and the fam past 2 weeks with everything that's going on with grandma and whatnot. Seeing everybody just reach out, seeing everybody have their well wishes, you know, offering to help, it means a lot. We got a short list of folks that we're gonna be starting to ask either today or tomorrow to be our temporary third chair. You know, we got some good news over the weekend with grandma, but it seems like we bought time. You know, the tarmac is a little longer than usual, but it seems like things are still going, you know, that way. So again, I want to wish everybody, we want to thank everybody for wishing me well. This has been truly one of the harder weeks ever. My anxiety and all that, it's been a lot. So again, thank you all so much. It means a lot. It truly does. So with all that said, with all that out of the way, everybody, I'm going to see how I can end this. I don't end streams often, but when I do, they're in brilliant fashion. Let's take a gander. Okay, I got it. With all that said, everybody, with all that out of the way, keep it what's about you. Keep hunting, and I'll see you when I start yelling at the moon tomorrow at Wednesday at youtube.com/PS Trophy Room right here, live Wednesday night, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, where Kyle and I talk about the video that we all just watched, where the downvotes keep growing. So with all that said, with all that out of the way, everybody, keep you what's about you. Keep hunting and keep playing.